wanted to read this to you this morning. I love the Nerd Reich. If you don't know the Nerd Reich, they're right up there at the top. This is by Gil Duran. You can find the Nerd Reich on YouTube. They have a podcast. They post. So he says, in my last explainer video, 4 minutes, I talk about why a company funded by tech billionaires seeks to build a new tech-ruled city in Greenland. Plus, watch, share, and subscribe, he says. For those who prefer to read rather than watch, here's the full transcript of the video. Why tech billionaires want to seize Greenland. So Donald Trump is threatening to steal Greenland from Denmark, and a group funded by Silicon Valley billionaires plans to build a new tech city there. It sounds utterly bizarre, but it's even weirder and scarier than you think. Greenland's tech-driven takeover isn't about one frozen island. It's about Silicon Valley billionaires taking over the entire world. This is what I've been saying. I love this. Because the plot to build a new city in Greenland is part of an extremist tech ideology called the network state. Here is a quick network state refresher. A cultish group of tech billionaires has decided that democracy no longer matters. They want to establish new territories, tiny corporate countries under their control. These would be pure corporate autocracies, fiefdoms, where tech elites have total power. The network state philosophy comes from extreme reactionary thinkers like Curtis Yarvin and Balaji Srivastava. There's even an entire network state conference every year focused on creating these dystopias around the world. One of the key players in the network state, a startup called Praxis. The company says it's raised over $525 million to build a new city from scratch. The project's investors include funds connected to Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, Mark Andreessen. A key idea in Praxis is to create a city based on crypto economics and government controlled by Silicon Valley eggheads. In fact, Balaji Srivastava, the guy who wrote the Network State book, is an investor in Praxis. He calls the plan a form of tech Zionism. Until recently, Praxis called itself a network state project. Last year, the project's website declared it would be the first network state and the next America built on the internet. Their pitch was, as local communities dissolve and nation states stumble, network states will ascend. The next global superpower will be a network state. But today, Praxis seems to be downplaying the network state connection on its website. Why? They might be trying to soften their pitch for their next target, and that target is Greenland. Praxis wants to turn the Danish territory into a network state. Let's talk about why. Size and space. Greenland is massive, 3 times the size of Texas, but only 57,000 residents. Wealth. Under the island's ice are cold, hard assets. Greenland is rich in rare earth minerals, oil and gas reserves, and more. Location. With climate change emptying Greenland's ice and glaciers, some billionaires see a juicy opportunity to move in before the melt, to take land that will only become more valuable. That is the why. Now let's talk about the how. Trump has fantasized about buying Greenland for years. Now he's floating other things, from bribing the residents outright with yearly payments to possibly taking the territory by force. And he just named a new ambassador to Denmark, Ken Howery, to drive what comes next. Howery has deep connections to Peter Thiel, one of the key influencers in the network state movement. Expect Trump's obsession with Greenland to escalate. He sees it as the ultimate real estate deal. He dreams of stealing the land and selling it off to his tech billionaire buddies so they can harvest the natural resources and build their weird network state city. On a recent visit to Greenland, Vice President J.D. Vance, who owes his entire political career to Peter Thiel, attacked Denmark. He told our NATO partner, "You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland." Well, when the commander of the U.S. military base in Greenland pledged that all of our flags will fly proudly together, she was fired. The conflict over Greenland is only heating up. But remember what's driving it: a billionaire war on democracy. The network state, which is also pushing for Trump's dystopian freedom cities, is actively encouraging the takeover of Greenland. Call it what it is: a colonization fantasy mixed with billionaire secessionism. And it isn't just a kooky idea spread by Silicon Valley trolls on the internet. It's a serious movement backed by billionaires and powered by ideology. But now it's shaping America's foreign policy. There are all sorts of sources and further reading, like Reuters, Greenland Freedom City, rich donors push Trump for tech hub. Inside Hook, a startup linked to Peter Thiel wants to build the next great city. Wired did an article, Startup City groups say they're meeting Trump's official push for deregulated freedom cities. Gizmodo even did an article, worst trend of 2024, techno-colonialism and the network state movement. I'm going to do a video on that one. That sounds great. I have to go to work. I have to earn some money to pay for the expensive dog food that I choose to feed my spoiled animal. You guys have a great day, and I will see you when I get off later on this evening.